What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Two for Two podcast, your sports podcast for the culture by the voice of the culture. I'm your host, Keith, and I'm back here with my co-host, Nell. And we got a really good episode for y'all today. You're going to recap a little bit of NFL Week 6, and we're going to give you a slight break from the action, but we're going to dump right into our NBA preview for y'all. So, everybody, welcome to Season 3, Episode 11. Let's get it. Nell, my boy, what's up? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Back on the winning side. Phillies winning. It's all good, man.
I cannot relate, but that's good. That's good, man. The Phillies are going crazy in the baseball world. Um, your Cowboys did win. Unfortunately, my Buccaneers did not win this week. Let me down big time, but we'll get into that, man. We had our game of the week now. The Seahawks versus the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals won again. Close one, 17-13. Tell me a little bit about that one, Nell. How you feeling?
Yeah, man. Look, it's something about the Bengals. Like they just get off the slow starts and then they just somehow they find a way to start winning games. And defensively, they had a really good game, 4 sacks on Geno. Offensively, still not necessarily where everyone expected them to be, but certainly Burrow's playing a lot better than he was first couple of games of the season. First 4 games, he had 2 touchdowns, a couple interceptions, but last 2, he's at 5 touchdowns, passer rating over 100. So he's playing a lot better. He's going to be dealing with that calf all season, but
Yeah.
he's looking a little better each and every week. And if him and Chase are connecting, they're right there in the thick of things in the AFC North. So going into the bye 3-3, can't ask for to be in a better position than with the way they started the season.
Yeah, I'm right with you. To start 0-3, now you're 3-3, looking ahead, you're on a roll, and you get to bye. I mean, that's damn good. So I think the Bengals, they're kind of hitting their stride, like you said. Joe Burrow's gonna have that injury for a little while. It's gonna linger, but they're saying that he's getting back to full strength. I think I saw something last week. They said that was the first time he actually like ran sprints after practice. I think the day before the game or a couple days before the game. So I mean, things are looking up, man. You might. It seems as soon as you jumped off the wagon, bro. They
Maybe
picked it
maybe
up.
that's what they needed.
They needed the weight of the nail was holding them back, man. The pressure. Walt is eating his words right now as Joe Burrow and the Bengals are getting hot. We had another game that we looked at now, the Colts versus the Jags. Didn't go the way we thought. I thought personally it would be a little bit closer. The Jags blow out the Colts, but it wasn't so much the offense. It was more so defensively. I think the Jaguars, their offense is still looking a little. It just got me skeptical. One week Trevor Lawrence is pretty good, Etienne is pretty good, and then next week again it's something slow starts and accuracies drop passes, can't get Calvin really going. It's just a lot over the place. But the defense did just enough to really push them over the edge. I think they forced Gardner Minshew to throw 3 interceptions. Now tell me some about that one.
Yeah, Gardner Minshew, he's a backup for a reason.
Yep.
He's prone to turning the ball over, and if you're a Jags fan, you're just happy that you were able to get a big division win. Because like you said, things aren't always looking great and consistent with this team. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence is okay because, obviously if he can't play, that's a huge loss for them. But, like you said, they did what they needed to do. The defense stepped up, forced some turnovers. And when you're playing a team with his backup quarterback, a team like the Colts, they don't really have any hope this season. All the ones that they've gotten, are just extra icing on the cake for them. They expected to have a rough season this year. So this was
And
game to
Richardson's now
Jackson.
probably done for the year, so
Yeah,
we'll be rocking with Gardner for the
that's
rest of the season.
unfortunate. That's unfortunate news. So, yeah, expect them to have another top pick in the draft. But good job by Jacksonville coming out and really dominating and establishing a good division win because they're going to need it going forward. Houston looks pretty good. We'll see what that matchup looks like going forward. But big win for them. Trying to take control of that division.
Yeah, absolutely. Big win for the Jags. You take them how you can in this league. It's a week to week league. So if you can get one and the offense doesn't look great, hey, you take it. The next game that we looked at last week, it's my Buccaneers. Uh, the Buccaneers lost 20-6 to the Detroit Lions on Sunday. My thoughts are that our offense is not good. Everything that I thought was a lie. Uh, all the stuff I was saying, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin gonna get going, Baker. It just didn't look good. I'm gonna be critical this week. It just didn't look good. The running game, we're still dead last in the NFL in rushing yards. Our interior of our offensive line is just not good. We have two pretty good tackles. We held Aiden Hutchinson to, I think he only had one pressure that game. So, shout out to our tackles, but interior of the line just isn't good, so we can't run the ball. Baker missed some throws. Mike Evans, again, another week of just key drops, just I want to pay the man, but if you can't catch the ball consistently, it's just not gonna work. I can't push the wide receiver one narrative, Hall of Fame, all of this, and then every week we get a drop on the big play, and it just turns the tide of the game. But hey, our defense did all right, but we didn't do anything else. No,
I'm
was right.
sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
I
Look, I
appreciate it.
mean, I told you about the Lions.
You did.
I told you they might be the third best team
You
in the
did.
NFC. I still
But
believe
we
that.
help like the way I feel about it is like that's all good. They definitely better than us, and they might be. They won the game rightfully so, but like our defense did good.
It did.
I mean, he threw for 300, but they had 20 points. I mean, multiple three and outs. We got pressure to him, but the offense can't score a touchdown.
Baker Mayfield's your quarterback, and like you
Oh,
said, the offensive line
there you
is a
go.
work in progress. Can't run the ball. Receivers, timely drops. Yeah, you're gonna have games like this, and it's nothing that we didn't expect to see from Tampa. We expected to see games like this. I know you as a fan don't expect that, but like I said, when
I
you
know, but I
have
don't want to know, man. That's how it is. I know, but I don't want to know. I try to act like it's like nothing.
I try to do the same thing, but
I
it's
mean, well,
hard
that's
when
the
when you win the game, you win the game.
hey. So speaking of the game, speaking of when you winning games, our last game that we looked at last week, the Cowboys versus the Chargers. Nell's beloved Cowboys pulled it out, man, on Monday night. And a game that left Nell not very satisfied. But like you said, you get a win. So go ahead, Nell, break it down.
Yeah, it was a good win on the road. Walt said these teams are almost identical.
Yeah.
Both teams look poorly coached at times, inconsistent quarterback play. But like I said, good win on the road. Dak finally started to make some plays with his legs. We saw the rushing touchdown, him getting out the pocket, making a play, and that long pass play to Tony Pollard that set up the go ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter. Has the game, drives him down the field, get the field goal. Then defense steps up. Last drive of the game, Michael Parsons with a sack. Then Stephen Gilmore, ending it with an interception. So good overall win. Obviously still only 20 points against a team that's given up the most passing yards in
Yeah.
the league. So
Yeah.
there were plays to be made out there that they didn't, and offensively still struggling in the red zone. So good win, but they still have the same issues that they've been dealing with throughout the season.
Yeah. Hey, I'm jealous. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be too critical. I think Dak still I want to see some more out of Dak. He got CD Lamb going, him that connection going after last week. CD not getting the ball as much as he wanted to.
Finally
Uh,
got Brandon Cooks going too.
yeah, Brandon Cooks had some big plays, a big touchdown, had a big was it third down? I think it was third down on
Yeah, he
one of
was
our
big. He
final
was big on
drives.
third down, the big
Yeah.
go ahead touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so I
Uh,
mean, that's something. That's something that you can get a win and walk away with that. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. The Chargers, man, Justin Herbert, highs and lows, man. We talked about the Hurts versus Herbert debate. We talked about where Herbert is on the tier list. But putting in Sean's like this kind of goes, that goes against him. That hurts him. He has some flashes, but then it's like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? The last interception of the game, I know it's pressure, it's pressure, but what are you doing? That's just a decision that can't be made. Uh, I don't know. I don't know, man. Herbert is really he's trying it, bro. I don't know what to do now. I think right now he's got to be under Hurts, even though Hurts hasn't looked amazing. He looked better than that. His team's winning games. You're smiling.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's look, they got a tough game next week against the Chiefs, and
Yeah.
obviously, I don't think anybody's picking them to win that. And if they go ahead and drop that, they'll be 2-4. And at that point, how long does Brandon Staley have left? With a team that's got a lot of players getting paid big money. And certainly starting out 2-4. It's not what they expected in that organization. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward if this team keeps, you know, not reaching expectations.
Yeah. And that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen a lot sooner than it will later. I think the Chargers are definitely out of patience for like somebody getting fired. Somebody we talked about it on the preview, what was gonna happen. I mean, Khalil Mack's having one of his best seasons in a while. Had another sack last night, had six the week before. I mean, you still got Bosa, you got Derwin James. I mean, offensively, Keenan Allen's having as good of like a crazy year. I mean, he had a crazy game last night. Palmer looks legit. I mean, you lost Mike Williams, but Palmer looked all right last night. But then you lose it. You know what I'm saying? You invested a lot in the offensive line, got Rashawn Slater, that's your best tackle. And then you're 2-4, or you would be 2-4. So oh, you are 2-4. So
No,
yeah,
they're
two
two
and
and
three.
three. Yeah, yeah.
They
They'll
had a
be
bye.
if they lose. Yeah,
Oh, they had a bye.
yeah. If they
Oh,
lose to Kansas City next week, they'll be 2-4.
okay, yeah. So I mean, either way, that's that's going to be a game that you have the players for you, but you have to win it. Like, that's a statement game. They can come out there and win that one. Maybe so. Maybe we can give them some hope. But we'll see. We'll get into that a little bit later, man. But we're gonna move right along. We're gonna get right into it. You see the backdrop for Nell. It's that time of the year. We're a week away from the NBA season starting, and we're gonna get into our NBA preview. Nell's been excited for this. I've been excited. A lot
I'm
of people
ready.
are excited. So let's go ahead, man. Let's start with the draft / the off season. Let's start with Victor Wembanyama, the big name. The guy is in. He's here. He's what 7'3", big with guard skills, and he's 19. Greg Popovich has gotten another one. The Spurs organization always lucks into this, man. We saw it with the generational talent that they have gotten in the past. Tim Duncan, all those guys. He got another one. What is the season outlook for Wemby? Give me a ceiling
Bro,
look,
I might be drawing, but from what I saw in the game against
bro.
Miami,
Bro. He's
bro, like
bro. I
I'm
thought
like
no, you're
I'm
not,
low key expecting like
man.
25, 10, and like 2 blocks. Like,
So that's so you're with me. He already had crazy expectations, but now we've seen it, and all he did was raise them. Now, I mean, bro, shooting like 80%,
bro,
getting 3-4 blocks, hitting
gonna
two
get it,
threes a
gonna
night,
get it shot damn near whenever he want it. Like jumper already smooth,
bro. And then like I get the
step
like the
backs, like
injuries.
coming off screens, like
He's
shit's crazy.
coordinated. This not a like lanky, clumsy dude. Like, bro, there's people in front of me. Okay, I'm gonna hit them, and then I'm gonna dunk the ball. I'm gonna run back down the court. Like
Bro, like,
he's getting screened, coming off, putting his joint off the glass, two hands.
bro, he looked like Space Jam Jordan
You saw
in
Thomas
the
Bryant.
one jump. Yeah,
Thomas
that was
Bryant,
crazy.
like, bro, never seen nothing like this before. The NBA world is in for a treat. Victor Wembanyama. So I need you to give me what's his ceiling, and then what's the floor? Like, what are we like? That was underwhelming. And what's the ceiling? We're not gonna worry about the middle. Give me at his best. What do you see him doing? Just give me a rough stat line
Like just for
for the
this
season.
season,
Yes. Season outlook, rookie season outlook.
I mean, at best, I'm probably seeing like 25, 12 rebounds, 2 blocks.
Yeah.
At the worst, probably like 28
Damn.
rebounds, a block. Like, yeah, it's just no way.
Bro, I
It's
look.
just no way this man gonna get 20 a game.
I'm amazed, bro. I really am amazed. Like I'm like, this is crazy.
Like, unless they like get weird with the load managing,
Yeah, and
like,
it's gonna happen. And
and yeah, I mean, obviously the NBA's implemented some rules
yeah,
to try to mitigate that this season. Uh,
they might flex some of them games to ESPN. I know it's already gonna be a lot,
I
but
mean,
after this preseason, like
I'm
nobody's
locked
gonna be
in on
mad at
League
that. That's what I'm
Pass.
saying. Nobody's gonna be like, bro, him versus Chet. That was a crazy matchup. Chet looked good. He looked crazier.
Him versus Joker, him versus Embiid. Those are gonna
Bro,
be some good matchups I'm looking forward to.
it's like he's small, but he's just so big. Like it doesn't
Like
matter.
literally, like looks like a 2K created
Yeah,
player, like a
yeah.
demigod. Shit's crazy.
Bro, we could do a whole episode on Wemby. Wemby, look, we have the Wemby watch is on. That will be a very uh common segment. We will throw the Wemby watch in there because we can talk about the man all day. I think I'm with you on his predictions. I mean, I think he's easily getting 25. He's gonna easily shoot. He's gonna compete. He's gonna surpass Zion in like field goal percentage on the season. Like he's not gonna miss. Like he doesn't take a shot that he can't make. And so he's gonna have a crazy year. Wimby's probably gonna get rookie of the year. I'm giving him rookie of the year. I'm gonna crown that. I don't know. I don't see unless, like you said, unless they get weird and he doesn't play a lot. There's no shot. But aside from Wimby aside, what was the best offseason acquisition to you?
Oh yeah, I gotta go. We talked about this a little, but Dame to
Yeah,
Milwaukee. Milwaukee after having that tough out in the playoffs in the first round. Giannis talking about his future being uncertain with the organization, and they go out and make a big time move like this to get Dame, a 3 level scorer that puts constant pressure on the defense, something that Giannis has never had. Middleton has been the one closing games for them a lot down the stretch, but now he can really go into his role and being the third best player. I think that just makes them even more dangerous. There's not much pressure on him to be a number one at times when he's really, a fringe number two. So, having Dame just, makes them so lethal. And, we saw a little bit when they had their first preseason game against the Lakers, they're trapping him off pick and rolls and, just leaving Giannis to do damage down low. So, that's going to be a scary dynamic. We'll see how that plays out. But, I think that move, especially after seeing what Boston did, we get, even before getting Drew Holiday and getting Kristaps Porzingis, I think that made them legitimate favorites in the East. And, with Milwaukee making this move, I think, they're right there with Boston.
yeah, I'm right with. I'm trying to look for the tweet, man. I saw something earlier, like some guy was talking about they don't. I think it was like an anonymous exec that there's teams in the NBA that they won't match up well against, right? Like the Bucks, and like they're talking about. The man said the Pistons. Bro said the Pacers. Like just ridiculous. All like I get okay. You want to put the Sixers and all them. Okay, fine.
Bro.
But you adding them like there are still people around basketball that are trying to pretend that this move is not like insane. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, like at the end of the day, this was already a team that was
right. That's
constantly
like they're
number
the
one
number
in
one
the
seed
East.
every that's exactly. I'm they're the
Like
number one seed every year.
you replaced 18 and
And
like
sick.
7, 8 with like 20 with 28, 30 and 8 to 10.
Yeah,
But
it's absurd. That's 100% the the best acquisition this offseason. It surpasses Bill to the Suns. And I'm gonna touch on that later. But yeah, the hands down, we already talked about it. They've just added a guy that can shoot the ball. He's a 4 level scorer. You know what I mean? Like he's you have to guard him as soon
at
as he gets
half
the
court,
ball. And then now you're if the Bucks just want to, they're set a high flat ball screen as soon as he steps across half court. Now you have a long amount of the court to defend between him and Giannis, and then you have to decide: do you want to guard Chris Middleton? Do you want to guard Brook Lopez? You know what I'm saying? Like, or do you want to get Trey ball for the rest of the game, or have Giannis picking dive to the rim, dump off, and it's him versus your center or your fragile helping wing. Either way, that's an and one. So it's gonna be ugly. I'm really excited to watch more. I have refrained from watching a lot of preseason. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't want to. I want to when it starts. I want to see it. You know, the guys be playing and BS and all. I don't want to see that. I'm like you. I don't want to see that.
I feel you.
I watch like
I'll
I
be
watch
tapped into preseason
like I
for the
watch Chet
starters.
Wemby. I watched the Knicks. We played tonight, but you know I don't get too much into it. But the Bucks, man, probably the best offseason move, hands down. We 2 for 2 on that now. What about your most underrated move?
Most underrated. I'm gonna go Nick Nurse to Philadelphia. You don't do the preseason basketball, I don't do the preseason football, but I've been locked into the Sixers preseason, and you can tell the immediate impact that he's had. They're playing a lot faster. They're cutting and moving without the basketball. Even for preseason, there's been a lot of intensity defensively. So, a lot of good things you've heard players, talk about during training camp and media day of, how his offense is, you know, more player friendly, moving the ball, everyone touching the ball. So, dealing with a mess in James Harden right now, but uh, I think Nick Nurse is going to be the guy for Philadelphia, hopefully, for a long time. And, I think he's going to prove his impact this year with a team that not a lot of people expect to contend with after the moves that Boston and Milwaukee made.
That's the route you taking?
That's the route I'm taking, man.
No. Y'all are
Yeah,
not
what you
to compete?
bro?
You got the MVP.
No one is picking the Sixers to come out the East, bro.
I mean, obviously, but you talking about compete though.
I'm
Y'all not
saying nobody really expects them to. Like, let's just be honest.
okay.
Don't know what's going on with this James Harden situation. When you trade him,
You're getting
if you trade him, you're probably not getting
y'all aren't gonna
anything
get the
nice.
haul that you want, but you're gonna
Nothing
have
that's moving the needle.
so y'all are the third best team in the East?
3-4. We'll see how it goes this year.
Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm not mad at it. Nothing you said. I agree. Nick Nurse is way better than what you had.
I agree. And he gonna have them boys playing hard. So I already talked about he wants Embiid to play more. He demands you play hard every night. So I hope that goes a long way for the team if we can get Embiid, locked in for maybe 65, 70 games. I think that'll go a long way in the standings.
All
But I mean, at the end of the day, like I don't think they on the same stratosphere as Boston and Milwaukee
okay. So can y'all win a championship?
this year. No, no, not in my opinion.
All right. I was just wondering.
I would love to be proven wrong
Right. No, I agree.
more than anything.
Okay. That's humble. I appreciate
Yeah.
that. We have a not so Nell is not like delusional Philly.
I'm an
Complete.
honest guy.
Yeah, he's pretty honest. Okay. I can appreciate that. My move is on the other side. Out west, I think the Los Angeles Lakers. I think I'm going with them for my most underrated move. They bought in some much needed bench players. It's not a big move. That's why it's underrated. You see, like so they added Gabe Vincent and Christian Wood, two pieces that I think move the needle for them. I think you have LeBron, right? You have Anthony Davis. You re-sign Austin Reeves, so you bring him back. Uh,
Eh,
you got your nucleus. But now you're adding to it, you got D'Lo. Is he a starter? What's he gonna do? Is he the bench guy? Is he gonna start, play a little bit less? Are you starting Austin Reeves? Are you starting
D'Lo was out there strapping in preseason.
nobody
He
cares
was
about
talking. He was talking about trying not to get played off the floor in the playoffs again. So he's working on his defense. I seen him out there. That
we
boy was
also
strapped.
we
That
seen him
boy was.
shoot. We seen him shooting after the playoffs too.
Uh, I'm just saying
Sometimes
that boy.
somebody's
That boy was out there scrapping.
all right, I mean, but that's even better. To my point, they've now added two offensive weapons to the bench mob, two guys that can keep them in games that have starting experience. Ultimately, when they put out their second unit, they now have a second unit that, I mean, you got guys that have started a lot of meaningful basketball games. So to me, I think that's a move that helps them out, especially, LeBron's not going to play the full season. AD's not going to play the full season. But you got some guys that can start some games for you and win some games. And I think that helps them when it comes playoff time. Um, they'll have guys that have played. They built some chemistry. I think they're playing a little bit better basketball together. I think guys are understanding their roles. Like Christian Wood can just play a little bit of defense. He'd probably stop getting shipped everywhere. But I mean, for what it's worth, he's gonna average probably anywhere between 15 to 18 and like 6 to 9 rebounds. So I mean, you take that.
Yeah, I think he's going to be productive for them. Like you said, defensively was his problem in Dallas. I think they'll demand a little more out of him, on a team with Anthony Davis and LeBron James. So we'll see how that pairing goes. But like his ability to stretch the floor, lobs at the rim, somebody a pair like that with LeBron James, still at his age, an elite playmaker. It should definitely be some improvements for the Lakers.
Yeah. So I mean, we can see. And with that, I mean, let's go right into it. So, who's your best team on the East? Who's your best team on the West? And with that, who finishes as the number one seed ultimately in on both sides? It doesn't. The best team doesn't have to be the one that finishes number one seed.
I agree. Best in the East, I'm gonna go. Right now I gotta go Boston. I
Mm.
think I think they're a little deeper than Milwaukee right now. Uh, you know, Jalen, Tatum, Kristaps, Drew, Derek White, like
That's a
they
mug.
just I just think they're just going to be a handful to guard, and then defensively, uh, you know, what Kristaps brings in rim protection. They've lost a little bit of size, losing Grant Williams and Robert Williams. So, we'll see how that interior does, for them off the bench. But, you still got Al Horford there. The guy, always has been a, sturdy defender in the paint. So, I think Boston gets the edge right now. But, Milwaukee, yeah, I'm excited to see. I think they'll finish first in the East because I just think you know Dame and Giannis, those are two guys that for the most part always healthy. Always playing. Those two guys they go after it night in and night out. So I think they regular season wise, I think they might be the number one seed. But I think in the end, Boston for the playoffs they might finally break through and get back to the finals. And then for the East, I mean for the West, I'm a Phoenix guy. I like Phoenix. You got three of the best isolation scorers in the league.
Glad you said
Mid range, three ball. Getting to the rim. Like I just find it hard to believe that there's another team with as much firepower as the Phoenix Suns right now. I know Denver, the reigning champs. They deserve some respect. And that's a team that I could easily see them finishing number one in the West. Coming off a championship, I think losing Bruce Brown, I think that'll have a little bit of an effect, but Jokic, the way he can just make everyone around him better. I don't think losing him will be too much of an issue, but in the end, I think the Suns, with that three-headed monster, I think they're just gonna put up like 120 to 140 every night.
Yeah. No, I'm right with you. I mean, I don't know if you said your number one seed. Did you say
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Denver again, maybe.
no, I mean,
I
I'm
don't,
honestly right with you on both sides. I mean, I feel like the Celtics, that team is kind of crazy. Uh the
yeah.
way Porzingis looked in the preseason, I saw that. Um and granted, preseason is what it is, but it's basketball, so it's slightly different in NFL.
And it's only going to turn up. And
Yeah, right.
you've seen the kind of impact that he can
Yeah,
have on
yeah,
both
right.
sides of the floor already. You
That
already got to deal with Tatum and Brown, and
and they
now
and
they
they
got
play
to
defense. Like they have wings that guard. Like they have Drew Holiday who guards, and then you got Chris that like I mean that's gonna be brother, that's gonna be tough. And
you
Anthony
lost Marcus Smart and you replaced him with
replace it with
uh
mm,
better offensive Marcus Smart, like
yeah.
a Marcus Smart that can get you 18 and
Way
be
more
reliable.
refined, more refined, a little less of an edge. Just go do your thing, steady. Drew Holiday is one of my favorite point guards. He
Better
can get it.
playmaker.
Yeah, I mean that team didn't get any worse. I think they've invested a lot into Peyton Pritchard. Re-signed him to a big deal, letting him hoop through the preseason. I saw that. I saw that because they played the Knicks. He went crazy.
He went crazy against the Sixers too.
I
So
mean, like he can hoop. You know what I'm saying? Like they got some dudes over there. So they're definitely the best team in the East. I think. Um, I hope for their sake, and my boy Rob, he's a Celtics fan. Rob, y'all better get it. Uh, but yeah, I think they'll probably make it the finals. They should. Hope for them, they do. But I think the
I
Bucks.
don't. We are not hoping for the Celtics to make it to the finals on this pod. Let's just make
I'm
that
saying
known.
I hope for their sake. For their sake. With all this, they should.
We're
I
not
don't
hoping
think
for
I
that
don't.
either.
My Knicks beat them every year, but we'll get to that too. We'll get to that too. Um, But yeah, and I think the Bucks pretty easily will be the one seed. They just kind of had a formula. They know how to do it. Like you said, Giannis and Dame are gonna play most nights. They're gonna play hard every night, regardless. If they don't play, Bobby Portis will come get 20, 22, and 12, and they'll win. Brook Lopez will do something crazy. Um, and they'll handle business on the other side. I love the Suns. I love the Bill move. Um, I saw a tweet about that earlier too. Like Bill's about to be guarded by somebody's third best defender at all times. It's gonna be a long night. I mean, you got
Like,
two
good luck.
like come on, like you got three guys that are just gonna completely like outplay you. And then they add, Grayson Allen, another guy can shoot the ball. They got enough. Like they got enough. I think they're the best team. I'll be curious to see how they make it through the season, how they mesh. D Book maybe run a little bit of the one. Night in and night out. Will they play hard? Will it be like, oh, Bill is your night, Book is your night? Is that enough to get them enough wins to be the one seed? Probably not. I think the Nuggets, they'll come out number one in the West again. Jokic is still unguardable. They got a pretty good formula there. Their GM has been wilding on. Did you see that? The
What?
general manager, he just started going off randomly about like why they cut Bones Highland and how people out here trying to overpay for Bruce Brown, but they got Peyton Watson, who's bigger, more athletic, taller, all that. I'm just like, where is this coming from?
No, I didn't see that.
I gotta send you that. It was crazy. I was just like, why is he chatting? Like, okay, nobody really asked, but either way, man, they'll do fine. They'll still compete. They might make it to another finals. We'll see. But they'll end up with the one seed. I just don't think like the Lakers aren't, Brian, they're not gonna play every night. Uh the Warriors, like they'll find a way to be like six. And then you got, the Grizzlies and the Kings and all of that. Um, Speaking of, no, what team who made the playoffs this past season? I'm laughing because I already know what you're gonna say.
You don't know what I'm going to
I,
say.
I hope I don't. What team that made the playoffs last season do you think is most likely to miss the playoffs this season?
I actually forgot who I wanted to pick.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can tell you who I wanted to pick.
and who was that?
I'm gonna go with the Hawks. I think
I thought about
it
them.
was
I
a
think they was on
playing
my
team.
bubble.
Really, I'm gonna be real. I'm going with the Hawks. Part of me though feels like people are like probably gonna say I'm crazy. You know, they a new hype team, but part of me feels like the Kings. Maybe not miss the playoffs, but they're not gonna finish third in the West again. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
could, yeah.
like
I,
they,
d- I,
you know what I'm saying?
I think Fox is. I think
I
I
mean, no,
think
he's
De'Aaron
legit.
Fox is that
He's
guy.
legit. But I think like they could be like from three, they could be like on that 6, 7, 8 line. Especially assuming the Timberwolves get better. The Warriors play a little bit harder throughout the season. Um, who else? I mean, the Pelicans, you know what I'm saying? Zion stays, plays all season. It could be tough.
Yeah, the West is going to be tough. I think OKC is the team that might be in that mix this year. Dallas missed the playoffs last year. They're certainly going to be in that mix. So the West is going to be loaded for sure. I think if I had to pick a squad, I think I have a bit of expectations for them, but I wouldn't be surprised because if things don't work out with Ben Simmons and the Brooklyn Nets, who knows where that situation can go. I know Mikal Bridges, he had once he got traded from Phoenix over to Brooklyn, he had just a terrific second half of the season. Really showed a lot of star potential, which I didn't see in him. Averaged like 27 when he was with the Nets. So, but still they were kind of just like a 500 team, a couple of games over 500, something like that.
Because you hate big.
Um, Kind of.
Oh.
It's over with now. It's over with.
I mean, okay, go ahead. My fault.
It's over with. But if he doesn't get back to playing, I do think he looks a lot more aggressive in preseason. I know it's just preseason, but he does look a lot more like himself than I've ever seen him in a Nets uniform. So, um, but I could see it. It was pretty much KD and
I mean,
Kyrie
I
that
agree with you. They was my other team too. I agree with you.
it was pretty much KD and Kyrie that got them, all those wins in the first half of the season, and you know, then they just started to drop down the standings. Um, you know, so we'll see how it goes. That could be a team that could drop off. I think they'll be a top 10 team for sure. They'll be in the play in, but will they actually make it to the playoffs? Because they got lucky to be in that 6th seed this past year, but I think it'll be a lot tougher to climb the standings this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's kind of how I feel about the Hawks. They got Trey Young. They got DeJounte Murray over there. But they Trey Young already said it's hard to play in the regular season, that whole thing. I know he's trying to do his like recreated uh self, he cares
They didn't
more.
do that much to get better this
But that's
offseason
what I'm
either.
exactly.
They,
They just
they, they
didn't.
brought in Patty Mills.
And
Uh,
they got a new coach, right?
Yeah, I mean they played a lot better under Quinn Snyder once he came in.
Yeah.
Second year with DeJounte Murray, maybe they build on that chemistry that they had. I do like them as a backcourt. So we'll say they got Clint, DeAndre Hunter, Bogdanovich. So
I really
we'll
like
see. Like you
um
said, they'll be a fringe team
yeah.
in there and to play in. So we'll see.
You're gonna be trifling and say the Knicks. That's really what I thought. I thought we was gonna have to blow the whole episode up.
Oh man, I'm not drawing like that yet. Not
Wow.
yet.
Look, a nice ease into it. See, that can work. Me and Nell, y'all gotta know this Knicks Sixers thing with me and Nell is just never ending.
I want to wait till y'all start crumbling and then I can just laugh about it.
Okay. Nell Nell said something funny to me the other day. And I have to address it because
What?
You said Tyrese Maxey
Oh yeah.
is abusing Jalen
Oh
Brunson
yeah.
head to
You
head.
can book it. Like if they, I'm telling you, if Brunson has to guard Maxi, hey Tibbs, I need a break. I can't guard this man. I promise you. We going at that man all night. That'll be an easy 30 if they put Brunson on him.
And what happens on the other?
And best believe Maxi shutting that shit down on the other end.
And that's where we'll leave it. Like that's
Yeah.
just stupid. It doesn't make sense now.
Just wait for it.
Jalen Brunson is way better than you're giving him credit for. And I like Maxi.
I like Brunson.
Jalen Brunson might legitimately be like an all-star this year. He
So
should have
can
been
Maxi.
all-star last year. No,
You never know.
I do know.
Bro, if my man getting like 25 a game and we like finesse a top 2, 3 seed, I mean,
You
come
said
on.
if Harden leaves, Maxi's 25 and 5, 25.5 and 5. You said that.
I said that. I mean,
It's,
it's not
there's more
2010. Like
Sixers
it
fans.
ain't that hard to get 25.
I
Like
mean,
Nick Nurse already told him he wanted him to get 20 shots a game. What are
there's
we
more
talking about
Sixers
here?
fans. There's more Sixers fans that watch this than Nick fans. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
We'll just
We'll
see.
go.
We play 4 times.
I'm writing this down because
Right.
you can like I'm telling you,
So you're
that boy
so
about to hoop this
right now
year.
we're gonna say if slash when Harden leaves and Maxi becomes a full-time 1, 2, whatever position he plays for y'all, he will
25 a game.
he will he have a better season than Jalen Brunson? Can we make that right now?
He will prove to me be more valuable.
Our team is Jalen Brunson. That's impossible. Your team is Joel Embiid. This is what I told you the other
I mean,
day.
that's not his fault.
But it's the reality. That's what I'm trying to
It
get you.
is. I feel you. Just because he playing with the MVP don't mean don't diminish anything. It's that boy out there hooping. He hooping.
Okay. He doesn't want to take the bet. That's fine.
That's Julius Randle's team, man. Matter of fact, that's Mitchell Robinson's team. Didn't he just say he was him?
You know I don't like that dude. You know? But Mitchell Robinson could be really good if he would just accept who he is. What you just said
He is him. That's
is
who he
why
is.
he cannot be as good as he should be. I promise you, by the end of the first month of the season, he will be complaining about something.
Rightfully so. Get that man some more shots.
All right. Moving on. You mentioned the MVP, Joel Embiid. Now, who's this year's MVP? Is he running it back or what?
It's a good question.
He lost it in the playoffs. He showed why he and
Relax, relax. We're talking about this year's MVP. Leave the playoffs alone, dude. That was kind of weird. MVP, I don't know. I mean, I guess tough because Book and KD on the same team. So I mean, I usually don't see dudes on super teams
yeah.
in the
That's,
MVP
that's
running. I mean, I feel like now that Embiid got his, voters are probably wouldn't mind just giving another one to Jokic. I mean, he's probably gonna have the numbers and the wins again. I mean, so I could see honestly, I think I might go with Jokic. I might, no, I'm not doing that. I hate that dude too much. Let me stop. I'm gonna go. Damn. I'm gonna say with the new addition of Dame, I'm gonna say Giannis. I'm gonna say Giannis. He comes out, gets his 30, 30, 12, and 6 as usual, and they the number one seed. I'm gonna say Giannis. I'm gonna say Giannis gets another MVP.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm going with Jokic. I mean, for the same reason you would have went with Jokic.
except
I
I
do
don't
like
like him.
Giannis. I do like the Giannis pick. I mean, I saw that. That was my other option. I think it's gonna come down to one of those two. They both gonna play every night. They're both gonna try to win every night. Dame or not, Giannis is gonna average over 10 rebounds. Dame or not, he's gonna average over 30 points. He'll probably average more assists because he'll get get action assist off of, Dame throw it to him, Dame run off, I pitch it to him, Trey ball. So I like that pick too. I'm gonna go with Giannis too. I'm gonna go with Giannis. I don't have to stick with it.
Appreciate it, man. Don't pick that dude. Don't pick that Joker clown.
Nah, we're not gonna. He's legit. I give him he's legit, but I'm going with Giannis. I like that pick. We're going 2 for 2 with Giannis. I think we need to book that one. Nelly's numbers. I don't know. There's probably like minus something. It's probably plus something decent. I don't give betting advice. That's Nell's thing. But
Yeah. I
we'll
don't
get
get betting advice anymore either. Maybe next week when the basketball starts.
yeah, Nelly's numbers got retired pretty quickly. But also quick, Nell, give me a breakout. Give me a breakout player or team as well as your NBA Finals prediction. Because then after that, we got to get into our list of our top 10 NBA players. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna get my list right while you rattle them off for me.
Breakout player, I'm gonna go Paolo Banchero.
Ooh, nice.
And obviously, if he's going to be my breakout player, that's going to be my breakout squad too. I think Orlando. I think
Franz Wagner.
Moritz Wagner, Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, Fultz. I mean, they just got a deep squad. Uh, I really liked what Bencaro did his rookie year. 20-point score. I think he's only going to get better, in the lab with KD this summer. We saw him on Team USA, getting a lot of valuable experience. So, I think he's going to come in locked in year 2, and I think he's going to take a sizable leap to where Orlando and, the depth that they have, they make a run, and getting that play in this year. So, this is my breakout candidates.
Okay. I like that. I like Paolo. Um, I love the Magic. I think they'll be a lot better. They're more fun to watch. Paolo's legit. He's definitely not a guy that's going, he's trying to get to the top of the league quick. He let folks know that. So I'm not mad at that. I think for me, I'm going my breakout player. He's already kind of started his breakout, his ascension. But I'm going with Anthony Edwards. And when I say breakout, I mean he's going from like he's really owning that he's the guy now. Like with Timberwolves last year, it was too much like Ant, Cat, then Cat gets hurt, so it's Ant, but it's like want to get Rudy involved, like Ant passing, Ant having a lot of inconsistent nights. One night he goes for 30, next night 16, shoots 4 for 16. I know that because I know.
I know how you know,
That's the
but
old me.
we ain't got to
But
talk about why
uh,
you know.
but yeah, I mean, I think this is the year. Like the Team USA Summit, I think that was big for him. And I think it's time that he owns that. This is my team. I think he might push toward the MVP conversation. I think he'll get some votes this year. I think the Timberwolves will be a lot better because Ant will be a lot better. That's my breakout player. My breakout team. I'm going with the Pelicans. Not really breakout, but they're a team that I really like. I think the Pelicans, a lot of people forget when Zion Williamson was playing, they were they were the
Top 2 seed.
yeah, like they were 1 and 2 in the West for a long time. And then he got hurt and everything changed. But listen, we're talking about Wemby earlier. Like Zion's another one of those guys that like he's very, very efficient. Like when I get the ball, I'm going to score it. Like on defense, I'm going to make an impact. Like when he's playing, watch Zion Williamson this year. I know it was a lot of funny joking, haha. His summer was crazy. Freaky Z, you know what I'm saying? He had his moment. But like the guy's always been good and he's going to continue. He's going to average upwards of 26, 27 and 8 and 4 and 2 steals and 2 blocks. Like impactful. You have Brandon Ingram who had a whole season of being the guy last season. He's a 25 a night guy. CJ McCollum, when he decides he wants to be a basketball player, he can average upwards of 20 points a night, 6, 7 assists, shoot the tray ball. Trey Murphy, I should put him as one of my breakout players. Trey Murphy is
I
really,
do
really
like
good,
Trey
bro.
Murphy.
And I think
Really
he
good
could be,
wing.
bro. He's way better than just a shooter. Like the Pelicans have a mob, man, and Valanciunas, like he's a big, like he can guard bigs like Embiid and Jokic. Like he's not gonna stop them, but that's a big body to guard those guys. The Pelicans are gonna be way better as Zion Williamson stays healthy and plays this season. Like you're gonna be surprised. That's my breakout as well.
Like
Um,
those.
I know you didn't get your finals prediction, but I'll give mine first. This is this is off pure like I want it to happen, so it has to happen. And I'm gonna I'm gonna go with the Suns versus the Bucks rematch, but like times 1,000. I think the Suns are the best. Like you said, the Suns are the best team on the West, hands down. Talent wise, they have three guys that can average 30 plus because Devin Booker is tripping. I don't know what he'd be on. I be low key trying to like hate on him, like that man ain't really gonna do that. And then he just gets 40. It's like, okay, you're crazy. Um and Monty Williams, like they're gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be fine. They have depth now. I said a couple last week, I think when we talked about it, like that they got a lot out of that deal. Like the trade, like they got some pieces to come there. I think they'll put it all together. And then I think the Bucks, it's something about the Celtics, man. We're not the Celtics. We don't do the Celtics on this pod. That's one thing we can agree on.
Don't
They're
need
not
it.
gonna get it done. When they need it the most, it's not gonna happen. Drew Holiday gonna crumble. Jaylen Brown gonna crumble. Jason Tatum gonna crumble. Chris Kristaps gonna flame out and then be on the bench mad. Like it's gonna all go to hell real quick. Um, and the Bucks will just be more consistent. They've done it. They have the pieces, they have the coach, they have the culture. I think that'll be a beautiful NBA finals for us. I'm not gonna say who wins. That's just gonna be who gonna make the finals. But what about you, Mel? I know I don't know. I might be crazy, but I think that joint sound good.
Yeah, that's us. Look, I ain't complaining at that matchup. Damiana versus KD, Book, and Beal. But sadly, them boys in Boston. I felt like if they don't break through with this squad, like something's got to happen.
Yeah. And that's why I
Uh,
won. That's why I won.
Look, I hope you're right. Like I do not want to see Boston get another banner in my lifetime, but eventually I just feel like Tatum is gonna break through, and you got the talent around him that they do, and the depth. Missoula in his second year as a head coach, learning from his past experiences. I just think they're better equipped to make a championship run this year. I don't, like I hope Milwaukee, or maybe my Sixers knock them off, but I'm gonna take them in Phoenix, the Celtics and the Suns in the finals.
Nice. Suns made it twice, and you folded. So
Look, I already picked them as the best team, so like,
hey, you might as well go all the way with it.
yeah, we'll see.
You sold me out now. Okay.
I didn't
We'll
want
do
it to happen, but
that upset me, low key. That upset me.
I'm
I
sorry.
didn't think you would do that. I really didn't. I was more prepared for like the Sixers will make I was more prepared for that. Like I was like, no,
Thought about it, but like I just,
you being crazy, but excuse me, you being crazy, but we'll take it. All
yeah,
right, now we're gonna close the NBA preview segment off with our top 10 NBA players. We've been seeing it around a lot on Twitter, ESPN, Fox. Everybody's giving their take. What's our 2 for 2 top 10? I'll let you give your 10. You want me to do mine first, or you can do yours?
you can do yours first.
All
I
right.
might actually, I might change mine again.
Okay. I worked really hard on this list, and I got it in order for you. Number one, Nikola Jokic.
Yuck.
I have to. I mean, in should have been MVP. Maybe
Nah,
voter fatigue. Finals. You
it's
can't.
racist.
Number two. We're gonna just leave you alone. I got Giannis. I think
Okay.
that's pretty humble, right? Three. That man, Steph Curry. I'll
Okay.
never. I'll look. Steph Curry stand. All right, like change the game. Change the game. And still crazy. Four. I got KD. Greatest scorer on earth.
That he is.
Okay. Five. I got your boy, Joel Embiid.
Interesting.
Yeah, I give him his respect. He gonna be a Nick, but I mean,
Yeah, okay.
no, we're not doing that. Six, I got Luca. Seven,
Okay.
Jason Tatum.
Interesting.
Eight, Braun. And I don't hear nobody
Hey,
say nothing else. I don't
yikes.
what LeBron James does on the basketball court at his age, he is still the best player on the floor most nights. Argue with your mom. Nine, I got Damian Lillard.
Mm,
And then my 10 is a half pick. It's one person and another person because
is that possible?
yes, it's 10A and 10B. Because I can decide
Nah.
because when he's healthy, both of these players have health issues. But when Kawhi Leonard is healthy, arguably best
I mean,
two way.
I consider health in my list.
So I put Kawhi and then I put slash Anthony Davis. Because
Interesting.
also when healthy, Anthony Davis is the top 10 player in the league easily. And when he's not being ridiculous. But even when he
Interesting.
plays bad, he still has like, bro, he went on a tear of averaging, like he had what? A whole week of 18 plus rebounds a night. Like, it's sick. And he guards your best player.
Making me want to
That's
redo my list, but I'm here
my
for it.
top 10. We're gonna, that's my top 10. I'm gonna go with that. I like that list. I like that list. Jalen Brunson is 11.
Interesting.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And making me want to change mine now.
Hey, look.
Yeah, I'm gonna rock with it.
Hey, hold it down. Go ahead.
I'm
I'm
gonna rock
excited.
with it. All right. Number one, we can just skip and go to number two. I think everyone knows who number one is, but I will not say that person's name. Number two is going to be Giannis. Number three, we got KD.
Ooh, respect.
Number four, I got Curry. Five, I got LeBron.
Oh,
I mean, like, look, at the end
I
of the
mean,
day,
I'm with you though.
if I got a must-win game, like, I don't
I'm
know
with
if it's
you.
that
I'm
I
with
don't know if
you.
it's that many players I'm taking over
I'm
Bron.
with you now. Okay, okay. I'm with you now. I'm with
Uh, six, when that man is healthy, I'm assuming everybody in here is healthy. Six, I'm going Kawhi.
you.
So
Know.
you saw what that man did in game one against the Suns. Uh,
Healthy.
if he just would have been able to stay healthy, it would have been a different series. So that's a bad man to claw. Firsthand experience. How disrespectful he can get in the postseason.
I like that.
Number seven, I got Luca.
Okay.
I mean, Mr. Do It All, uh, three-level scorer. Eight, got my guy in B. Might seem a little low, but
I mean, that's just
I'm big. I'm big on playoff moments.
you
I'm
are.
big on playoff
We can
moments.
revisit the playoffs, but I just
Like,
okay. Go ahead. Okay, I like that.
but
Okay,
what was that? Was that eight?
that was eight. That was eight.
All right, nine. I got Tatum,
Okay,
and then this is when shit just get weird.
it is hard.
Might get flamed for this, but he shot him in daylight. That boy Devin Booker. I got him at number 10.
I mean, hey,
Look,
I
man.
I asked some of
What
my
I what I
boys.
what I
I asked
seen
some
that
of
last
my boys
playoff run.
I'm
But I
with you.
seen that last playoff run was ridiculous.
And I
33, 5, 7, almost 2 steals, almost a block,
and play left.
58% shooting, 50% from three. Like
Hey,
that boy was doing it on both ends.
one of my boys had him at 6.
I ain't going that high, but like,
I mean,
yeah,
so I'm
that
just saying that's all right.
that boy nasty.
That's humble. I like that. I like that. We got two nice little lists, man.
I
Two for two.
really was like leaving Dame and
That was tough.
AD off, leaving Dame and AD off, just like I was about to go crazy
It's
just
tough.
trying to think about it. But
It's,
I just feel like Book is that guy.
I'm not mad at it at all.
Dame was like right there. Like if I did a 10A, 10B, it would have been Dame. AD just like I don't know, I just don't feel like he bring it enough for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
I mean, he got a ring, but I don't know. I just don't be Braun still be carrying the team when it should be him. So I just feel like him not stepping up and having that dog in him to be like, let this beat my team now, Braun. I just kind of it's kind of why I can't put him in my top 10.
He's definitely forcing Braun to have to do way too much for way too long. This was supposed to be
Yeah,
AD's team a couple years back, like, and it's still not. So
yeah. I
I
mean, maybe that could change this season, but until
I hope.
then, I mean, like you said, I mean, he has top five talent. I mean, when he's playing like dialed in, like he can be top five, but I just don't be seeing it that often.
Yeah, no, it's you right. You right. I like that list, man. Um, we're gonna get ready to wrap this joint up soon now. Um, we got to look ahead to week 7. So we had a couple games that we're interested in. We can touch on them real quick. We got 3 games for y'all this week. 3 big ones. We got the Lions versus the Ravens. The Lions, who are arguably the third best team in the NFC.
I don't think it's really, I don't think it's
No,
really
I
an argument anymore.
mean, yeah, you're right. I'm still hurt. They're top 3. I like the Lions. I respect Dan Campbell. They cool. Good solid team versus the Baltimore Ravens. They got a tough win out in London this past week. Um, but it's a good game. So what you got, Nell? Oh well, I'll bring the last two. We got the Chargers and the Chiefs, big divisional matchup. Chargers coming off of L, going against the Reaper. We talked about what that one means for the Chargers. So big game, both sides as well. And in our game of the week, Miami Dolphins the Miami Dolphins versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's a good one.
So we got 3 games now. What you thinking?
Yeah, Lions and Ravens. That should be an interesting one. I think the Ravens. I think they'll find a way to win this one, but it'll be interesting to see. Who steps up and makes some plays. I feel like Lamar still at times has to will this team to offensive production. The Lions have been great against the run this year. So it'll be interesting to see who can step up and make some plays. Montgomery being out for the Lions, I think it'll be a little tougher for them to run the football. Hopefully, Gibbs has been dealing with a hamstring. Hopefully he can come back. But that'll be key for them. But going on the road facing a really tough defense, I think Lamar, makes enough plays, with his legs that, they find a way to get the win.
Okay. I like that. I'm with you. I think David Montgomery being out is going to hurt the Lions a little bit. Um, Definitely a big moment for Gibbs if he's healthy to play. If not, I mean, Craig Reynolds has been stepping up, but that's a different dimension from those two guys. Aiden Hudson was quiet last week against the Bucks, but I think he'll try to turn up a little bit. I actually think I'm going to go against my Ravens for the first time and take the Lions. And this one, I think they'll just do enough. I think the Ravens will make one too many mistakes, I think. And the Lions, they just don't mess up. Jared Goff's been extremely efficient. He doesn't do anything that he can't do, and he's leading them. He had 300 yards last week. So I'm going to take the Lions in that one, Nell. That's cool.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we'll see. Look, I like their chances. I think I just think the Ravens at home, especially after that long trip in London, I think they'll be due for some home
That would
cooking.
have been a good game for me to go to.
Lions have been great on the road too, so we'll see. I guess key for them will be keeping Lamar inside the pocket.
Yeah,
Easier said than done.
yeah, it'll be tough. That's gonna be a great game. Chargers Chiefs. Nell, what you got for that one?
Yeah, we already touched on this a bit. I don't think anybody expecting the Chargers to go in there and get a win, but you never know. They got Keenan Allen and a bunch of weapons. Maybe Eckler, he had a rough game, his first game back after coming back from that injury, but maybe another week he's a little more fresh, and they try to actually utilize him in the run game a little more. Um, Chiefs offense hasn't looked great, but our defense has been great this year. It's probably the best defense that they've had in the Mahomes era. You can see that without that many explosive plays, Patrick Mahomes, just hasn't looked the same this year. Um, but you can always count on him to find Travis Kelce on a key third down or, down in the red zone. So uh, they make enough plays, to win a game. And, now that they've got a great defense backing them up, the AFC is wide open. So, you got a defense that can, travel and go on the road, and you got no doubt the best quarterback in the game in Patrick Mahomes. You certainly got a chance to make a run to the Super Bowl. So Chiefs, even though they don't have the weapons and explosiveness that they used to, they're still a threat to go out there and win every single week.
Yeah, I don't think this one's gonna be close, honestly. Um, well, it'll be close. It's always close, but I don't think it'll look. Um, I don't know. I just think something about the Chargers, man. This is gonna look bad. Um, but the Chiefs will pull it out. Uh,
Yeah, this will be a tough loss for them.
yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. Something about it just don't. I feel like it's gonna be one of those games that's like kind of back and forth for a little bit, but it's a little ugly. Uh, so I'm gonna go with the Chiefs for that one as well. Uh, I don't bet against Pat Mahomes. I didn't told y'all that. So last one, man, we got Dolphins versus Eagles. Game of the week. Eagles coming off of their first loss of the season. Dolphins almost let one slip. What you think?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be an interesting one. Eagles haven't been that great against the pass this year. So much conversation has been made about Jalen Hurts and the interceptions and him not playing too great this year to start the season. But I think they just got to get back to their identity, which is dominating offensive and defensive line, running the football. If they get back to that, and they can, somehow contain, Tyreek Hill and Waddle. If they can get pressure on Tua, we saw, the game against the Bills. That was, one of the key things, that threw off their rhythm and timing was, getting pressure on Tua. So, Eagle has been one of the best D lines in the league. So, if they can get some pressure on him, I think the Eagles, got a chance. We'll learn a lot about Miami in this game because their offense has been, going on a historic pace to start the season, but they still haven't beaten a team over 500 yet at this point in the seasons. And we saw what happened down in Buffalo. So on the road in Philly, this will be a tough test for them, and we'll see what the Dolphins are made of.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a tough one. I'm right with you. It's gonna show us what the Dolphins are made of. I think that Eagles pass rush is gonna get going. They missed Jalen Carter. Uh, he'll be back. And it's gonna be a tough night for Tua. I know, the Dolphins will try to get the ball out quick. I'll do a lot of different things, but I think the Eagles, one thing that they're really good at is they can wear you down. When they get the ball offensively, they wear you down defensively as well. It's going to be a tough one for Tua and them. I think Tua is going to have to really be on it. Um, and I believe it'll be one of them games. It's going to be a good one, but I just think the Eagles will pull it out, especially with it being on the road for the Dolphins. It's going to be a little too tough going to Philly. It's going to be turned up in there. So good luck to the Dolphins, man. It'll be a
Yeah.
good game for sure.
Jay,
But
here's a stat for you. Jalen Hurts, 0-3 when he's thrown the ball 40 or more times in his career. So, expect the Eagles to run the football a lot next Sunday.
And that they're gonna already want to do that just to slow down that pace of the Dolphins, keep that offense off the field as long as it can. That's a good stat. Wow, I like that one, Nell.
You know, I keep it coming, man. My
Nelly,
research team be on it.
hey, Nelly's numbers is still around. It's just in a different form. This is stat of the day brought to you by Nelly's numbers. All right,
Always got the numbers.
hey, that works because that rolls us right into my Keys take uh of the week. You know, my Keys takes have been really bad. Um, I
I mean,
haven't been,
is that a shock to
no,
anyone?
uh, it's not. It's also not funny. But let's see. I think mm, I was wrong about the Vikings because they won. You know, I really don't got one this week. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
I might take
no
the
BS this week.
yeah, I was gonna rag on the Falcons, but my team's kind of trash right now after last week.
Yeah,
I was gonna take an NBA route, but we kind of got into it with the Brunson thing. You know, let's do that. My whole Brunson argument with Nell will be my Keys take of the year. Y'all probably already said that's some Keys take stuff anyway. That's what Walt would say. So we're gonna leave it there. My Keys take is on the Knicks. I'm gonna let you rock, man. We're gonna wrap this joint up with the NFL pick'em. The latest man be staring at me blankly when I say crazy stuff. It's funny, dog. NFL pick'em now. Last week you won. You picked the Raiders, so you're now 5-1.
hey
I
now,
picked the Dolphins. It was a very tough pick for you, man. I picked the Dolphins. I'm 5-1. Who we got this week now?
yeah,
I'll
let
let
me let
what do
me
you
pull
say?
up the schedule.
I'm pulling mine up. Now you can't reminder, you cannot use obviously the Raiders. You cannot use the Commanders, the Colts, Ravens, Cowboys, or the Lions.
I'm thinking about the Rams here.
Over the Steelers.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not gonna like that one.
Uh, I know they're not. That's the point. Man. Ooh, do I go Falcons?
Yes, man.
Do I go Falcons? Because they kind of got to give me this week. They got to give me this week.
Please do.
Uh, have I taken the Bills?
Nope. You're gonna pick the team that plays the Patriots every week.
Oh, stop it. Oh, you're right. They did. I did do that. All right. Damn. Have I picked the Chiefs?
Nope.
Have I picked the Browns?
Nope.
Give me the Browns. I'll take the Browns.
Nice. The Browns. Okay.
Yeah, that defense going to shut down on a historic pace. I'm giving up 1,002 yards, the least since well through 7 games, the least since 1971. Easy
Nice,
money.
nice numbers. Okay.
Always got the numbers, man.
I'm going to Bucks.
All right, how many losses you got this season?
I have one.
About to be 2. I should switch to the Falcons just because.
Please do now. Somebody gotta lose. Nah, stay with your side. Don't hate. Mel's a professional hater. Bucks
I wake
will
up.
bounce back. The Bucks will bounce back, man. I'm taking the Bucks over the Falcons, man. I got a lot riding on this one, so I'm gonna let them hang, man. Let them hang.
I'm gonna just sit back and let that mid off do what it do. I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
out of that.
See, bro, you always take it too far. We not mid. We like fifth best in the NFC.
Nah,
You better than see
nah. Are y'all?
to me. Be lucky I said 5. We've only
Taking
lost.
Taking the Rams over y'all. Yeah.
Would you look at that? What a way to
Yeah,
wrap up the episode.
yeah, I'm taking the Rams.
It's ridiculous, bro. Okay.
I might
What
take the Commanders too. Not gonna lie. I might take the Commanders.
You've watched how many Bucks games?
2
The ones we
and a
lost.
half.
I low key fell asleep watching the Bucks game.
I was locked in. You told me to be locked in.
I still don't believe you, bro.
I had to tune into that ass whooping.
Bro, get up. We're done.
You know, I only tune in to Bucks losses.
You're the problem. Look what you did to the Bengals, not the Bucks, bro. Stop watching.
No, I'm locked into every Bucks game the rest of the season.
We're done. All right.
If I gotta get NFL Sunday ticket,
that's it.
if it means they gonna lose, I'm tuning in for sure.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of the 2 for 2 spot. See me messing the outro. For tuning in to the 2 for 2 Sports Podcast, man.
There you go. Shout out to the boy.
See how this man always does it, man.
Go Phillies too.
Go Phillies. Go Knicks. And Knicks coming on tonight. I'm about to go watch my boys. Truly, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in as always, though. So on a serious note, follow the social media pages, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, the YouTube, subscribe, get the notifications, all of that from when we drop, man. We got another episode coming to you next week. We're trying to do this every week, so continue to just engage with us, talk to us on whatever platforms you're on. We appreciate all the love, man. That's going to do it for today's episode, season 3, episode 11, 2 for 2. Yeah.